As a man, if you really want to be truthful and honest to your wife or your girlfriend or fiance or whatever, you will be. If you want to cheat and play around and do malicious, crazy things, you will. And a woman can't change that or make you do that. You have to want to do that. And I learned that in all of my years of living and learning and, finding inspiration. You stuck? Yeah, Jazzy. Yep.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mel, and welcome to Life Coaching by Mel. Here at Life Coaching by Mel, we speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get each and every one of my videos. Hit that like button for me. Hit me in that comment section. Today is going to be an invigorating conversation that I know you want to contribute to. And be sure to share this with at least one person. Let's get into today's topic. On today's topic, we dive deep, and I do mean deep, into the Cam Newton saga, everything that's going on with him. Y'all been dragging this man in the mud. I'm not saying he don't deserve it, but I'm going to break this down fully, and I'm also going to give you guys who are looking at marriage and saying, see, this is why I don't want marriage. See what Cam is doing. See what the ladies that he's with is doing. Marriage is not for me. Marriage is for the birds at this time. I understand what you're saying. Your boy here is on my second marriage. Be sure you stay to the end of this video. I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons that I decided to get married again after a brutal divorce. But before we do that, let's get into Cam. Trina was actually on this guy's podcast, and it's going to get dirty. It's going to get nasty. Let's get into this conversation.
I couldn't understand. As a woman and a man, if you don't want to be in a relationship, then why not just stay single? So when I met my husband, I just got to learn a different value of what it takes and what you really want as a man. If you really want to be truthful and honest to your wife or your girlfriend or fiance or whatever, you will be. If you want to cheat and play around and do malicious, crazy things, you will. And a woman can't change that or make you do that. You have to want to do that. And I learned that in all of my years of living and learning and finding inspiration. You stuck? Yeah, Jazzy. Yep.
But I'm over. You was in your bag just then, and I just wanted to let you, you know what I'm saying, unpack all that. But I had no idea you was even married.
No?
On everything I love.
Oh, okay. Well,
that ain't no disrespect to.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a beautiful, like.
Thank you.
Like you was in there. You was like, hold on.
Because it's real. It's just like something that I'm living with for real right now in my life. And I've learned a lot and I've seen a lot and I've been happy and disappointed a lot. Mm-hmm.
I asked you a simple question about.
Inspiration.
An influential male.
Yeah.
It's and you said, boom, your husband. Mm-hmm. And then you goes and goes and goes
to the
and
whole,
goes. La, la, la,
that's a real emotion and a feeling.
Real shit.
Because you know y'all guys. Y'all got a lot going on. No. Y'all guys have a lot going on. Y'all have really ruined the dynamic of love.
And a lot of you guys are just like me, have no clue what's going on. A lot of you guys who are probably around my age, 35 and above, you like, man, I don't keep up with all this mess. What the heck going on? But many of you are aware of what's going on. I went to the comment section of this TikTok video and I found out this was Trina being shady to Cam based on the illegitimate ways that he's handling his illegitimate relationships and creating illegitimate kids. I'm just joking. The point is, Cam is out here living reckless in his dating life and decided to create all these broken homes and playing with his supposed steady girlfriend and, you know, cheating on her, things of that nature. We don't know the true dynamic of the relationship, or do we? Cam actually went on with another guest to explain exactly the dynamic in his own words. Let's take a listen.
As long as I've been with Jazz, Jazz has not been the only person that I've had sex with. Jazz allows me to speak to her and we are able to have banter. And I hate that I embarrassed her because no woman ever wants to admit that openly.
But what? I'm sorry, I want to make
sure. That their person has not always been with them. Only. What has allowed us to begin to get closer in a relationship is that I don't feel that she judges my action. She holds me accountable to my action. And she asks me certain things that, yo, how can I do certain things to better so that this won't be a normalcy for you moving forward? I've never had nobody to really understand how I think. So there's been times where, okay, cool, we're keeping it above. Me and Jazz locked in where it's like, yo, are you okay? No, babe, I'm feeling weak. Okay, what does that mean? Now, folks gonna sit up here and say, oh, she's stupid for doing that. She's giving me something that this is my friend, this is my confidant, this is my person that I go to for recharge. This is my place of refuge. I'm going to her and I don't have to hide nothing from her. And when I see the longevity of our relationship, I know that it's working. It's not that I'm taking advantage of her. If anything, she's giving me something that I've never had.
And this is super deep, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm about to talk about something that, not that I've heard, not that I've seen from others, something that I know personally in my life. So I'm a guy who has also in previous relationships lived recklessly. My question to Cam right now is, what is your line of demarcation? Who are you answering to? It sounds like this is something you're just doing whatever you want to do without any sort of parameters, no type of religion, no type of accountability, maybe not even your natural father in your life correcting you in these moments, telling you what is best for you and those children and this lady. It sounds like to me you're marching at the beat of your own drum, regardless of who gets hurt by your decisions. And from what I'm hearing, person after person after person is coming on this podcast correcting you. The conversation could be talking about red light, green light, thumbs up, 7 up, and it always end up in talking about your relationship and some ways or another how you need to correct that behavior. You could call it coincidence all you want, but I believe it's more so the Lord speaking through these people, trying to get to you to tell you you can no longer hurt these people. That's why sexual sin is so damaging. More often than not, 99% of the time, you're not just hurting yourself. You're hurting others. You're creating, in your case especially, generations of hurt. These are kids being born in situations and dynamics that are completely chaotic, completely toxic, and doesn't breed success for family whatsoever. What are you looking to fulfill in this area, brother? What need are you missing? What things are you chasing? The lesson I had to learn, and I'm still learning on a daily basis, is that when we chase these things, it's to fulfill some type of void in our heart. There was something that was misplaced in our childhood, something that we're chasing along the way, and we're hoping that we can find it in the bottom of a vagina. There's some type of validation that we're seeking, some type of hope that we're looking for. Ultimately, and I kid you not, I'm not saying this from any type of cliche. I'm completely saying this from the bottom of my heart. The hope that we're looking for, the void that we're looking to fill is Jesus. There's no other way around it. It's Jesus Christ. And until we submit ourselves unto him, surrender our sexual impurities unto him, they're going to continue to take us down the path of destruction. And although it's bad to destroy ourselves, it's a destruction of epic proportion to involve your lady and your children. But that's my view. I want to actually let you guys hear Dr. Sheehan, how you say her name, Bryant's view on this. Now, I want to say this just as a precursor. I've recently come familiar with this lady, and I'm not judging or condemning anyone. I'm just saying what I believe. There's some type of issue with her. I don't fully trust her. She looks like somebody who I think has some scamming in her past. She just seems like somebody who is not on the up and up. Speaking of the word cliche, she says a lot of cliches, and most of the things she says, we've all heard before. There's certain times she's on point. I'm not saying she's not. What I am saying is I don't trust her. But she's kind of spot on what she's saying here about Cam. Let's take a listen.
Cam was resistant, but Cam had to answer a lot of questions in his household. Cam had a lot of stuff. He had a lot of different conversations he had to have with that woman. Mm-hmm. Whether she wants to come out on social media and wear the mask she's been wearing, mm-hmm. That mask is off at home.
Yeah. Cam said that, it affected his relationship with his first 2 baby moms and his current situation. Yeah. So you feel any remorse for that? Or?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I'm here to interrupt that pattern. No. Yeah. Like the shit should have been interrupted a long time ago. I think that Jazz got herself into something that, one, she didn't understand that she was getting herself into. And I think she would love to backpedal if she could. A lot of women, especially black women, stay because they don't want to be a product of a broken house. Yeah. And they don't want to be a single mom. Who wants to be a statistic? And it's not because he has kids. It's because this man is not honoring you. Yeah. He's disrespecting you. And he's not only doing it privately, he's doing it publicly. He's not even allowing it to be pillow talk. Like, you have no respect at all for this woman who you not only have a child with, but you are in a relationship with. You're waiting for God to give you more kids. You have a woman at home.
And this is the kicker. I want more. Now,
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about
to
your
bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you just
because my point is this.
You're sleeping with other women publicly on your platform for this woman to feel how. All you're doing is self-projecting your brokenness and your pain on this woman and all of these 8 kids and these 3 other women. You are procreating broken houses. And let me go further. he also has a broken home with her. Because a broken house and a broken home are two different things.
And she's spot on with that. I applaud her for this. I'm not here to disparage anything she said. I will say I agree, especially when she says the public expression of this. Cam, come on now, bro. If you're going to do it, you guys have some type of agreement. Do it within your own home. Be quiet about it. Don't announce this to the world. I've said the opinion several times that I don't believe women have a true issue with cheating, with men being with other women, because they understand in some aspects men are men, and as long as home is fine, most women are okay. The problem comes when they are embarrassed. The problem comes when other women know about it. I say women because men don't give a damn, but women will call another woman a whore in a second. And oftentimes that woman who calling that person a whore is probably jealous of her situation and will do that in a heartbeat, but that's another story for another day. The issue we have here is Cam is doing everything he can to embarrass this woman. And he's doing it all in the name of give me what I want, do what I want to do. It's completely selfish and self-centered. But I will say one quick thing here on this Dr. Cheyenne, however you say her name. It's so crazy to me how often black women, I'm going to say it, black women can tell other women how their relationship should be while they have zero relationship. This woman's not married whatsoever. I think she's been engaged several times. No kids. No way in hell that somebody of this magnitude, as far as her celebrity and also her good looks, can make it this long in her life without being impregnated or, getting married. So I don't trust her. If you're not living out what you're saying, I hardly trust you. I'm just being honest. I don't listen to anything you have to say. Be a representation of what you want to see in this world. And speaking of that, we have to get to the top 5 reasons that I remarried after a brutal divorce. Because many of you have watched this and say, hey, I ain't getting married. I don't give a care. I'm not even going to get in a committed relationship. If I got to find a guy like Cam, or people out here having relationships like Cam and his girl, or people like Miss Cheyenne, I ain't getting married, but I got something to say. There's no purpose in marriage. I could be like her. I could just talk about everybody's relationship and not be in a relationship. If that's your story, let me give you reasons why I chose to get married. Because this is my second marriage I'm currently in. My last marriage ended brutally. It was 14 years of relationship in total. 5 years of marriage, 3 years of separation. That's my story. That's what happened. I had a lot to do with it. I'm not here to disparage her. I'm just saying that's what happened. But what made me get married again? Let's jump right into that. Kind of along the lines of what I was just saying a moment ago, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5, be a representation of what I speak about. Now, I have a calling in my life to speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves. And a large part of that is to speak to the black family, the black community. And I truly believe for all the issues that we have in our community, all the trauma that we have from previous generations, everything's been passed down to us. The cure for all those things and the way that we can find a better day today is to build a healthy nuclear family. So I believe if you're going to talk about something, you need to be a representation of what you are speaking to others about. That's a large reason why I said, man, I want to get married again. I want to represent that. I want to put my own strategy to the test. So everything you see me speak on here on this channel, I am representing that wholeheartedly. Number 4, build a legacy. Now, when I say build a legacy, I'm referring to my family. The things that my ancestors did, the things that my extended family did, I want to stand on their shoulders and do greater things. Take this Holloway name to higher heights. I want to go beyond the limits of what previous generations may have stopped on. They may have stopped at a certain point believing that they didn't have the capabilities to go forward, maybe based on racism, maybe based on education levels, things of that nature. I want to say, hey, I want to push beyond that. I want to live a limitless life. And a great way to do that is to partner with someone, to partner with a woman that has that same mindset. Number 3, have in wedlock children. Speaking of legacy, I wanted to pass down that legacy to my children. But I believe it's most effective, not only what the word of God says about having children within the confines of marriage, but I believe it's best for me personally. I want to experience raising children with a fully mentally healthy parent. And to be frank, I've never experienced that. What would it look like to raise a child in a house of peace? 2 parents that 100% are dedicated to raising children to be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally prepared for their future. Number 2. Sex within marriage. 1 Corinthians 7:9 says, but if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry. For it's better to marry than to burn with passion. Now, I'm a man of God. I'm somebody who dedicated my life to God and the people of God. However, I'm a man. I know who I am. I know what I have been my entire life. I know what my thorn is. My thorn has always been sexual temptation. And at this point in my life, my sexual purity is completely a top priority for me. Because I know personally for me, and I will argue for you as well, sexual immorality completely gets me off my focus, takes me off of the goals that I have for my life and my family. It's important for me to stay clear of any type of distractions. And this is what I love about God the most. My favorite thing about God is the things that we desire. If we take those desires to him, focus on him, focus on fulfilling his purpose for us, focus on his will, his way, and his word, he began to do a shifting in us. Either those desires will shift and they will no longer be a part of who we are and what we desire, or he will show us an alternative. And the outright alternative for sexual immorality is sex within marriage. Sex was designed for marriage. It's not just sex for procreation, it's sex for our enjoyment. So enjoy it. Get it in. The married bed is undefiled without sin. Make it happen. And number one, I found her. And I do that in quotations because we know so many of us believe there's no such thing as her. And somebody will say, hey, man, you had her the first time. Was God lying about who her was the first time? Or this is her now? What I'm saying to you guys is I found someone that was completely compatible with who I am. The marriage itself was not the issue in the first marriage. It was who I was married to. And it was who she was married to. We was two people that were not compatible with each other whatsoever. But through my dating journey, ladies and gentlemen, I did my best to find somebody that was suitable for me and not force anything to happen. We took our time to learn each other and figure out what will work, what won't work. If it don't work in total, let's go our separate ways. But obviously it did. We was able to hash out all those differences, realizing what things were a big deal, what things were not a big deal for our future. And during that dating, I cast my vision in front of her, letting her know this is what I have in mind for myself in the future, as well as my family in the future. And not only did she latch on to the vision, she began to implement things immediately to help that vision begin to come to fruition. Her beauty, her love, her patience, and her care for me and everyone else around her are endless. She's a crown jewel. I know that may be hard to believe. I know there's something that people may say, man, there's no modern women like that these days. And I get it. I've always said that she was like a needle in the haystack, especially how we met online. But I want to remind you guys of something that was said in Proverbs 31 verse 10. And it says, an excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. That's letting us know that it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be a difficult grasp. That's exactly what helps us appreciate it more. Now, these are my top 5 reasons. I understand the Cam situation. So many other dynamics out here that we see on a day in, day out basis. People are flat out afraid to get married. People are fearful of this thing based on the results of how people will be and the results of how divorce is. I get it. But there are benefits to being married. And if you don't desire to be married at all, so be it. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you do desire, but you have some fear along with that, attached with that, let my life be an example of what can be. Is it tough? Yes. The peace that you have within it is so much more than doing it in an alternative way. The problem I have is that we still try to do the marriage things without having marriage. That's exactly what Cam is doing. He wants his cake and eat it too. It's not going to work. Either you fully in or you fully out. God completely hates when we're lukewarm. He spits us out of his mouth. And if this is something that you're looking to do, but you just don't know quite how to accomplish this, you want someone to partner with, I'm your guy. Send me an email today. Let's get your free consultation, and I can show you how my coaching can serve you as my client, and we can move forward in helping you find the spouse that you always desired. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Mel. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for checking things out here. Oftentimes, we go on people's pages and are like, man, what is going on here? What is the purpose of this channel? So let me be clear. The purpose of this channel is to speak truth regarding the nuclear family. And when I say truth, I'm not saying my truth, not your truth, but the Lord's truth. All about the word, all about the ways and the will of God. What does he have to say about the nuclear family? And I believe the generations of today, whether it be Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever the case may be, I believe now we have a very toxic relationship regarding marriage, regarding family, regarding having children. We're in a toxic dynamic as we speak. And honestly speaking, a lot of the answers that we're looking for in our community, a lot of the cures and a lot of the answers would come from a proper, fulfilled family home. If you go down the line of everyone's individual trauma, there you will find some negligence or some type of issue that they had with their parents. So here on this channel, we address those things head on. We don't place fear in those issues and avoid the topic, we do what Jesus did. And when he said, don't assume that I came for peace, but I came with a sword. I came to turn family members against family members if it means you following me. If you have to cut them off, if you have to address them and have arguments for you to follow me, so be it. And I think at this point in our society, we're at the so be it stage. So here at Life Coaching by Mel, I'm all about bringing healing to that. And the number one way to do that is have honest conversations. So if that's something you like, that's something you're into, that's something you really want to be a part of, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think about everything. I do my best to respond as often as I can. I want to hear from you guys. This is not about me. It's about healing our nation, healing our states, healing our cities, healing our community, healing our homes. Love you guys. Take care.
Let's go.